guys, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Hannah and I do book reviews because I'm always reading and I enjoy reading. I thought I could share that with the rest of the world. And those of you who are into reading and are keen to know whether you can pick up a book or whether you should pick up a book. And yeah, I focus on different genres. I try and read as widely as I can. I'm actually trying to branch out of my comfort zone. So, yeah, if you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe. Um, and yeah, join the family. So, today I have two books. One is by guys, pronunciation and not people's names are not my strongest uh, point. So, please forgive me if I butcher these, but I do try. So, one is Gillian Flynn's Sharp Objects. This one, the cover is this. I think that's Amy Adams. It's one of the few books that have like movie covers that I don't mind. Usually, I don't like it when they do when if a movie comes out or a series comes out, they change the cover to reflect that. I prefer like the original covers, but this one I don't mind so much. So I have Gillian Flynn's Sharp Objects and Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I actually wanted to pick up Little Fires Everywhere, but I couldn't find a copy at the time, so I thought I would pick this up instead. I love the cover. I really do. So those are today's books. I picked these to review because I feel like they're kind of similar in that there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of family drama to unpack. So, let's get into it. Start with Sharp Objects. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say this was kind of underwhelming for me. Maybe because I saw the ending coming. It wasn't very, like, there wasn't that heavy a plot twist. And it took me a while to get into the story. I don't know why I struggled to get into the story because it's, in my opinion, not that complex. But it follows this lady, her name is Camille. She's a writer and she's sent back to her hometown to cover a series of murders that are happening there. And she has a very strained relationship with her mother, with her family, her mother and her stepdad. And this book covers like her traveling back to her hometown, reestablishing her presence there, and dealing with like the comments from neighbors, friends, people who grew up with her, and then having to address her strained relationship with her mom. And when I tell you her mom did a number on her, oi, guys, I don't even think that I think it transcends toxicity. I don't know what you would call what the mom was doing to her kids in this book because, guys, I have no words. It's just, I can't. It's nuclear, okay? It's nuclear. It's just, it's absurd. It's incomprehensible. I don't know how this was happening, and nobody picked up on it. Nobody picked up on the trauma the kids were going through. Okay. So the book's main storyline is the murders, like how the murders happen, and also like the family drama between Camille and her mom and her younger sister, and how they try and like between Camila and her younger sister, how they relate to the trauma that they went through because the mom does treat the younger sister the same way she treated Camille. And then how Camille um, gets into solving the murder cases and how eventually they are solved and the culprit and the impact that it has on them as a family. So if you're into like thriller type books that are easy to read, this I would pick it up. I'm not sure if I would read this again, but probably if I was. I call these afternoon reads. I have like segments for books, just the way I have like segments for movies. There's like monumental, life-changing, and then there is enjoyable reads, and then there is, I would call them afternoon reads, like reads that you're not really looking for a really dense book, but you're looking for something to pass time with that's kind of interesting but not too mind-boggling. And then there's books I would never read again, and then there's trauma book. There's a lot. Okay, I have a lot of categories. So this I would put it as an afternoon read where it's kind of interesting, not too dense in terms of the storyline, but I got through it pretty quick. So if you're into thrillers, this might be the one for you. Then Everything I Never Told You, guys, this cover is gorgeous. Honest, it's such a gorgeous cover and it feels really good too. Um, I think they're roughly the same size now that I look at them properly. Yeah. Okay, so what does this cover? Oh, okay. This one is about a Chinese American family and their favorite child. They have, I think, three children, and then they have one favorite child, and they put so much pressure on this child, and like practically ignore her siblings. And then this child goes on and decides that she's going to end her life. And this book covers like the aftermath of that, how it affects the family, how it affects the siblings, what they have to go through to survive this monumental thing that happened in their lives. And guys, there are books you read and you just feel sad for the characters. Like you get so invested, you feel so sad for the characters. You're just wanting to get into the book and give them hugs and sit them down and tell them, listen, there's a better way. There's a better way you can handle these things. There's a better way you can just treat people. You can be kinder. You can be nicer. You can mend these broken relationships if you're truly interested in putting your pride and ego aside and also your past because a lot of that contributes to who we are as people. So this book is one of those books where each character, like you see how they became who they are and how their past impacted them and how it impacts their relationships as parents, as children, and how they have to come together to survive what happened with, um, I think her name was Lydia. Yeah, her name was Lydia. I was just confirming. So, like I said, these two, in terms of like family dynamics, oh, it's a lot, guys. But I feel like it's also real. Yeah, like when you grow up, it's family dynamics are so not what you thought they were when you were a child. Because when I was a child and I was reading books, they were also like happy and perfect. And while I understand that you can't really put such heavy stuff on a child because developmentally they're not just there yet. But then you grow up with this very rosy outlook on life. I'm a very like optimistic person because I think of my childhood and the books I read and the movies I watched and the interactions I had. It was all very like I would say sheltered and rosy and happy-go-lucky. And then you grow up and things are more complex and relationships are more complex. Family dynamics are more complex. Um, Life is more complex and you just realize that people are really out here struggling with things, guys. So this I would say is an accurate representation of that. Although this is nuclear. This is a bit much high. Yeah, but guys, if you're interested in thrillers, pick this up. Sharp Objects. If you're interested in just complex family relationships and how a family has to band together despite that to overcome tragedy, pick this up. I might pick up Little Fires Everywhere. I'm not sure. If anyone has read Little Fires Everywhere, please let me know if I should pick it up and review it. I'm still like on the fence about that one because of this book. I read it. I was like, okay. So now I don't know. Yeah, those are the two books, guys, I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the reviews. And if you're interested, add this to your TBR list for 2021. And yeah, like and subscribe and share widely if you enjoyed the video. And feel free to join me next time. All right, goodbye.